Technology always works when you need it to, doesn't it? Anyway, right, welcome back. I'm TheSaffronMan, and this is Red versus Red, for or against. I'm here with Sporadiclese, and we're going to be bringing up 3 statements and talking about whether we're for or against them. Hopefully you guys can make your decision, and let us know in the comments down below. Sporadiclese, you are for this week. I've kind of purposely kept these from you, so we'll have your first thoughts on them as we go. So, for or against, question number 1. Let's have a look. There we go. Most bookings for United staff in a season this season. So we've just obviously played Brentford, and we've had Rude was booked, Ten Hag was booked. We've had quite a lot of bookings from the staff this season. We haven't really seen a lot of staff being booked, but already this season it seems pretty high. So are we going to have a record number of bookings from staff this season, do you think?
If we could, I'd like to, within the organization, book the physios. That would be great. They made some questionable decisions today, but with everything that's on the line, especially for Erik Ten Hag, I think we're going to see plenty more of him getting booked. Rude has already shown that he's not afraid to get up in the refs' faces and have a few words. So I certainly think that we'll probably see one or both of them in the stands more than once this season. Do you know, does the 5 yellow cards apply to management as well? I feel like it does, doesn't it?
I have no idea. It probably should and probably would, but yeah, I don't think anyone's been booked so much for confirmation of that. I know when Wayne Rooney got sent off for Plymouth the other day, he wasn't allowed to go and do an interview after. Because for whatever reason, once the manager was sent off, he wasn't allowed to do an interview after. So I don't know if it's the same kind of thing in the Premier League where we wouldn't be able to talk about those sending offs, or if 5 bookings would make him suspended or have to watch in the stands for a game or 2 or not. I don't know, but I think we might find out this season if things keep on going.
Oh, for sure. Given that, again, there is a lot of pressure on Ten Hag to perform this season. I think, if we have another poor season like we did last season, we're going to have a manager switch sometime in the transfer window. And so we're going to have to keep monitoring that. And so today was one of the first times that I really saw him get very animated, not only for, some of those negative moments, but also for the positive moments, for the goals that we were scoring. He does not get animated for almost anything. He's very stoic. And so the fact that we're seeing a little bit more emotion from him, I think that we're going to see all types of different emotions from him, whether it be frustration, anger, excitement, elation, you name it. And so definitely bookings are going to come with that. And Rude's definitely a passionate guy himself. I think we've seen him more, getting more animated on the sidelines week in, week out than we do Erik Ten Hag. So the fact that we got both of them that are, definitely getting into it a little bit more, we're going to see plenty of bookings for them this season.
Yeah, so I've just done a little Google. Most bookings by Manchester United staff in a season. AI has told me there isn't much information about that question. Here is more information on Manchester United, and it's just told me it's a professional football club. Thank you, AI, ever helpful. So look, I think Erik Ten Hag is on 3 or 4 bookings so far already this season. I think Rude is on 2 or 3. I think there's a fair few. I think even the goalkeeping coach got booked one time. I don't know. I think there's either pressure boiling over, or people are actually finally starting to do their jobs and actually starting to show a little bit of care. And so, yeah, whilst we don't have any kind of standard for the amount of staff members getting booked, I mean, our physios should have got booked today. Jesus Christ. So, I mean, I think we're lucky. I hope there are no suspensions like Sporadic mentioned, but I definitely think that our discipline is probably needed to have been lost a little bit. It has been lost a little bit as of late. And look, we haven't even reached Christmas yet, and there probably are around 10 bookings for our staff members, all inclusive and all comps this season. So yeah, I think that kind of tells its own picture, really. And so, yeah, I think it's an interesting one, especially since it's never really been a stat before. It could really be a stat by the end of this season if we keep getting our staff booked. I think it's just something to pay attention to. But, all right, we'll make that go green. I think that's definitely a green, because that's definitely going to be happening, especially since that isn't a record already, and we were on such a strong start. And, I think we're definitely going to break it. So fair play. All right. The second one I want to be talking about, Sporadiclese. Here we go. Oh, God, I've got it wrong colour. And there we go. We do have world-class players, right?
I mean, absolutely we do.
You dare say Xerxes, we're going to have issues. Sorry, carry on.
That actually was not one that I was going to say.
Okay, you may continue.
I think that we saw the potential, world class that De Ligt can operate under today. Obviously, not with the head wound and receiving that. You never want to see that for anybody, and so questionable, right? But the rest of that performance, he could not be beaten. He shut down every opportunity that was coming towards us. That he had the power to do. He was making the interceptions, making well-timed tackles. I don't know that he even committed a foul that whole game. And to be that solid on defense and not commit a foul, or if he did, he might have had one.
He did commit a foul. He headbutted the opponent's kneecap. That was actually a foul.
Okay, well, look, I'll be honest.
Sorry, I just went to
that looked to me like knee was up above the waist, and normally anytime that you've got a foot or an appendage, a leg above the waist, that's a foul on you, right? Like if that was a foot, then that's going to be a red card, and the other guy's going to get sent off. That's not going to be De Ligt committing a foul. But he also did put himself in a dangerous position there, right? Which is why, I think that the foul was called on him. But, again, if that's a foot and not a knee, that's easy a red card. The guy's getting sent off, and we're going to absolutely destroy Brentford, right? But it didn't happen that way. It was a knee, not a head, and so that was his foul. That was his one foul. And I looked at that and I was like, I did see that, right? That they're the one getting a free kick. I was a little bit confused by that, but it is what it is. So I think that the rest of the performance that he had today, phenomenal. And I think that in terms of other like world-class players right now, that's a little bit more tough of a call to make. I think Bruno has shown on any number of occasions that he is world-class. That heel flick today, nobody else on the team was going to be able to do that to get Rasmus Højlund that second goal. He does have the ability to link up play very well. It's been a rough patch for him this season, but you see it, every single time that he steps out for Portugal, he's putting on performances, he's getting goals, he's getting assists, he's running the offense. World-class player, absolutely. And I think, in the next year or two, we're going to be having the same conversation about somebody like Garnacho. The way that he carries himself, the way that he's attacking, the defenders, cutting in, getting his opportunities. How many shots did he have today? I mean, it was insane. In my opinion, he had 8 shots today, and he could have scored any number of those opportunities. And so, fair play to him for getting the one that he did. He just looked really good. He's just so he's bringing the energy, and he's got that talent, that raw talent that we're still developing into that world-class player. But we are going to be having that conversation about him one day, for sure.
So your answer is no. Is that what you're saying?
No, I just mentioned at least 2.
Well, you said that Garnacho is not there yet, but he has the potential to be. And you said that De Ligt has had some good stuff.
He still has things. He still has things to work out for sure. But De Ligt and Fernandes, and if we're going by your standard, Johnny Evans is also world class. There's 3 players right there.
Okay, so alright, so I'm playing the against side of things. So obviously, I'm gonna have to concur and agree with the Johnny Evans statement because he's kind of buttered my heart there with that one. But look, I mean, what is world class? Let's just think back. Like, let's define world class, and everyone, like yourself included, chat, everyone listening, you're all gonna have your own various opinions on what world class is, right? And that's where comes the debate. World class is more than just form in the moment. World class is more than just form over a year. So, for example, Rashford had that world class form in that one season where he got 30 plus goals in that one season. Now, that was definitely world class form. Does that make him world class? I would say no. One, because he hasn't replicated it, and two, he hasn't done that on the international level. Three, it wasn't in a European stage or anything like that. It was pretty much in one season without much trophies. So, world class, you're thinking R9 Brazilian Ronaldo, where for 20 games in his life literally just ripped everyone apart. And yes, Messi and Ronaldo are CR7, they've had 20 years at the high level, and you know, I absolutely, they're world class because they've done it consistently. But when you talk about the ability and form, you have to have something in what Bruno Fernandes, I wouldn't say is a world class player. He has world-class patches and moments because of the form and he does things differently. But he's not consistent enough with his passes. He's not consistent enough with his goal scoring. He gets sent off. He's had a terrible start to the season. So I would say that Bruno Fernandes has his moments, but he's 30 years old now, or about to be. I wouldn't say that he's an elite, top-end player. I wouldn't say he's world-class. So if Bruno's not world-class, I hear you cry, who is world-class apart from Johnny Evans? Well, that's my point. That is what I'm trying to bring up into the squad. We don't have anyone that is at that world-class elite level performing in and out. Garnacho absolutely has the potential to be a world beater. He's 21, 22 years old, but he's not there yet. De Ligt had a good start to the season, but he's fumbled at Juventus and Bayern Munich. He's just stalled since leaving Ajax. So again, 24 years old, potential to be world class. He needs to do it at international level as well, right? But that's kind of where I'm at. Right here, right now, in our squad of 26 players, I barely see a world-class player among them. You know, you compare Højlund to Haaland, it's just incomparable. You can't. Again, Højlund has that potential, but he's just not there yet, even though he's a little bit older. So, yeah, we have lots of wonder kids in our academy. We have lots of great potential, high potential players in our squad right now. We've got good experienced players in our squad right now. But in my opinion, we don't have a single world-class player that we could sell for £100+ million or whatever. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's a sad state of affairs. That's my headspace. What do you guys think? Sporadiclese, am I right on this one? Do we really, truly have a world-class player in our squad?
Look, I mean, you already agreed that Johnny Evans is world-class. So at this point, I mean, it's got to go green, right? It has to go green. God
damn my soft spot for Johnny Evans. I think you're right. Just on Johnny Evans, I mean, I am joking slightly, but at the same time, we've spent like 200 million in defenders in the last 2 or 3 years, and he's outperforming all of them on a free contract, coming out, and he's literally just game after game. Every minute that he gets, he gives us everything. He leads by example. He tells people what to do. He's running forward, back. He goes left back when needed. Guy's 36 years old. Yeah, I just can't say enough good things. So, all right, because of my weak spot for Johnny Evans, I shall give you... God damn, weak spot for Johnny Evans. Okay. All right, third one. Nice and interesting for you, Sporadiclese. What we're going to do... Will Højlund reach his potential at Manchester United? You're for, off you go.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the crazy thing is that he's able to perform as well as he does in what has consistently been a broken system all last season. It was a bit of a broken system. He still was our second leading goal scorer, and he didn't get his first goal until Boxing Day. That's match week 18. So yeah, I mean, absolutely, he has all of the raw talent to do so. And I think that this is going to be a team that he can thrive in. Absolutely, he can reach his potential here. He is one of those missing pieces that we've been looking for. You know, every if you look at all the strikers that we brought in that have been successful in the past decade or so, it's been like Cavani, Ibrahimovic, like veterans of the game, right? CR7, we ended up playing as a striker a bunch, even though, you know, he used to be left winger, but and so you look at all of those and you say, oh, we're bringing in all of these people that are phenomenal, you know, talents, but it's at the very end of their career, and we have nothing but time with Rasmus Højlund. And it seems like, you know, he gets so emotional whenever he gets those first goals. I mean, he was literally in tears last season whenever he scored that first goal. He wanted it so bad. You can tell that he bleeds for scoring goals. That's what he wants to do, and he's not going to let, you know, the team that's around him prevent him from doing that. So absolutely, he's going to reach it at United. He's going to claw and scrape every single goal that he can get, whether or not he's getting service. It doesn't matter for him. He's going to follow up chances that, you know, goalkeepers are fumbling and not, you know, parrying out or holding on to. That's the type of person that he is. That's the type of player that he is. He's that poacher. He's that finisher. He has that drive, that hot blood to go out and make things happen. And so absolutely he's going to reach his potential here at United.
All right, playing devil's advocate here. Remember, I've literally just talked like for 10 minutes why I think he's one of our star players. But yeah, my worry is that the board are going to run out of patience, or the council of Old Trafford will run out of patience. And what I mean by that is, obviously, there's loads of patience going around for our younger players at the moment. Obviously, Kobbie Mainoo's has been injured again. He's had a good 7 months, but hasn't had the best start of the season. But no one's getting on his back, and rightfully so, because he's a top player. Just hasn't been working for him, but fair enough. But Højlund's been here for a season or two now, and yeah, he had that dry spell in Europe, and then he came out all guns firing in Europe, and that's great. But he's gone on barren runs, which has mostly been Manchester United's fault. I get it with the lack of service. It's never from a lack of effort from Højlund. But I think at some point, either he is going to run out of patience and think, I could go to Manchester City as an example, get past the ball like 10 times in a match, and I could probably get 3 goals a match easy, sort of thing. Or I could go to Newcastle, where they don't have the ball half as much. I won't earn half as much, but by God, I'm going to run in behind and I'm going to get 20 plus goals a season. Or he might go to somewhere like Napoli or Lazio, or Real Madrid might say Mbappe isn't for us. Let's get now out number 9, and my God, he's going to score goals for Real Madrid. Like, at some point, I think the board are going to say, look, there's a part between potential and price range, and I think at some point he's going to be worth so much money, but still not providing the service that we need for him, like 20, 30 plus goals a season. And I just think an offer of like 120 million up front with some percentages on another player might come along in the next 2 years or so, and that might make us think, do you know what, we could get another 2 youngsters. Like, do you know what I mean? I just think there could be a balance in the future, especially with some of the decisions that the board have been making recently. I'm saying it's not beyond a shadow of a doubt that he reaches our full potential here. He could have a blinding season at the end of this season, a fantastic season next season, and then it could be going to Barcelona or something. I don't know. Who am I kidding? They can't afford him. So, but yeah, I don't know. I just think I'm worried. I want him to stay at Man United for the rest of his career because I believe in that. Like you said, everything that you said. I like the way he's built. I like the way he walks and runs and throws himself about the place. I think it's Manchester United that I'm in doubt of, and not him. So, will he reach the potential of Manchester United? I think he wants to. I think we want him to. Does Manchester United want him to? Do they have the patience to stick with him for another 6 or 7 years for him to release that potential? That's where I worry, you know? And I'm sorry. I think I just stopped you clean sweep, haven't I? Is that what I just done?
No, absolutely not, because we have the actual football management staff, the higher up upper management staff that is going to actually build this into a proper football club again. We brought in Dan Ashworth, Omar Barada, Wilcox. We have all of these people now in place that are going to look at a talent like Rasmus Højlund, as young as he is, and say, this is someone that we can build our team around long term. And to your point, we have all of these other players that are coming up through the academy system. They're already targeting, 2028 as the time that we're really going to start challenging for trophies. And so to say that, we're not going to give opportunities to players like Ethan Wheatley, Harry Amos, heck, if we could bring back Alvarez, at left back in the long term, even, him and Harry Amos competing for time at left back, that would be a huge boon to us. We also brought in Lenny Yoro, a potential generational talent. I mean, that's what he's been labeled as, right? He's only 18 years old. So much of our core is young, and so we're only going to get better over time the longer that these players play together, and they're going to understand, look, this is somebody that I can use as an outlet, somebody that is going to, be greedy at the right times, but also be unselfish at the right times. And I think that he's shown that already in a lot of different ways. And so he's absolutely going to reach his potential, and it's going to be at Manchester United. I think he came here for a reason, and this is where he's going to stay. This is where he's going to thrive, and he has nowhere to go but up right now. And,
and I hear you. As a player, you're right. On Football Matters, you're right. But on the business side of things, that's where I'm questioning everything going forward. I'm questioning the staff getting fired. I'm questioning Sir Alex getting fired. I'm questioning their interactions with other players and other managers during our, whilst we were trying to talk to Ten Hag, we were going out. I'm questioning all the business decisions that Manchester United are making at the moment, because that's apparently what football is now, as a business, and we have to think like that as a business. How are we growing? And I understand all of that. On the pitch, it's different, but I think Ten Hag will stick with Højlund until he's 35. I agree, but will Ten Hag last that long? And I don't think let's say, because Barada come out and said we want to be winning the title, or at least challenging them for the title by 2028. What if we don't win the title there? And Højlund scored 25 goals or something this season, and someone like Real Madrid come in and said, look, there's 200 million cash up front, and do you know what, we might give you a deal on one of our youngsters. And that's when the bigwigs at United go, ting, 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 like money signs, like Scrooge McDuck all over the place. Yippee! Just jumping. I just don't... I don't trust the business side of things that Manchester United does yet, because everything they show me makes me angry. So why would I trust something that kind of makes me angry?
I think that we've had very limited experience. Yes, there are some questionable decisions being made, but let's not forget that this is like a less than 6-month relationship with this upper management staff. And I think that what you're thinking of is how the Glazers have conducted this as a business, and as a failing business, mind you. They've not made profits. Year over year, we're incurring more debt at the expense of our football operations. And so I can't say with any type of certainty that they're going to make some business decisions, but at the end of the day, what's good for football is good for business. And I think that Højlund is going to be somebody that you build around. You're not going to invest that much money in a youngster and then just ship him out whenever he's doing what you want him to, and that's perform. Yes, you're talking about, we might be able to sell him for an exorbitant amount of money. How many players have we sold for an exorbitant amount of money in the past decade?
Well, and so you're saying we're bringing in these youngsters, and we're selling them on again. We're bringing in what's his face? Sideshow Bob. Look, I forget. Literally, what's his face? We sold him already for under 10 million. We've sold Alvaro Fernandez. No, Kwambola's another one, but Alvaro Fernandez was another one who we're thinking of buying back. We bought him for 10 million, and we've sold him for 8 million with a buyback clause for 12.
Buybacks and sell-on clauses, man. We have the opportunity to bring them back for cheap, as well as we get profits if they get sold to somebody else.
The point is,
that's already we're
buying these youngsters for top money, and then selling them for less money. Yes, there's buyback clause, but we're wasting money there. Anyway, it's business decisions, and bringing them in, I like. Letting them go again for pitiful amounts of money. You go tell Chelsea to sell one of their players for 8 million or something. They will chuck you out their door laughing, right? While smoking $100,000 cigar or something. Like they will literally just throw you out. So I don't know. I think business is. I'm just worried. But anyway, I think we've approached the time now. Let us know what you guys think down below, right? Get involved in the comments. Make sure you hit the subscribe and hit the notification bell as well. So when we post a new video, you'll see me again probably on Tuesday. You'll see Sporadiclese again during the week, probably in the next match preview. But thank you so much for watching. Anything to finish off with, Sporadiclese?
No, I mean, I think it's all been covered. You know, just definitely hit that follow button and the subscribe button. 100 of either one of those, and we'll start the Discord so that we can engage with people a little bit more. So let's bump those up. I see that we've gone up another sub on YouTube, so love that. Love to see it, and yeah, let's keep it going. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and we will respond, guaranteed.
Love the way how I sneakily ended that before we come to a conclusion. It's a clean sweep or not. That's why I ended it. So we're not giving him a clean sweep, but thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.